Me. It's a song that Skip Ewing and I wrote in 1990, 91, something like that. I was on the road as Skip's guitar player, lead guitar player back then, and Skip was a MCA recording artist, and he and I had a long trip out to Utah, and we sat in the back of the tour bus, and going down the road, it was about a 2-day trip, full 2 days to get out there. And we sat there and wrote that song, and a lot of people ask, is that about your grandma, or is that about Skip's grandma? No, it's really not. It's just, it's the craft of the trade, making up songs to make you think that. And I appreciate you thinking that that's what it was, but just our imagination, and Skip's quite a writer, quite a great guy, and very talented, and he and I worked on that song for a couple of days back there and pulled everything out we could, and then it sat around for a while because the demo was very stylized, and it sat around for a while, and one time, actually, I was on another gig. I was out with Linda Davis as her guitar player. We was out in, I want to say, West Virginia or Kentucky, something like that. And we were doing a meet and greet kind of thing, or I happened to be standing there when some DJs from the local station came by, and they recognized my name and introduced themselves. And they said, "Oh, I like your new song. It's coming on strong." And I said, "What song are you talking about? I don't really have one out there right now." And they say, "That song by Collin Raye." And I didn't know who Collin Raye was or his song, so I was dumbfounded. So they assured me it was my song, but I didn't even know what they were talking about. So when we got home from that trip, from that 3 or 4 day tour date, it came up again, and I didn't know what was going on. And they said, this guy named Collin Raye has cut that song, and my goodness, it was 33 on the Billboard charts before I knew it was even cut, which was a great surprise. And I remember my wife was working at Steinmart, and I went in to tell her she was working in the shoe department. I said, "Hey, guess what? We got a song on the charts at 33. And we were just both really happy about that. And on the pitch sheet, I remember that year being a guy named Bubba Ray, and it was spelled different, and his name was Bubba, so we didn't think much would happen to that. But that year it went on to be #1, and then it stayed #1 for another week. And so that was 2 weeks at #1. And then, magically, this only happens one time a year, is when you come around the calendar, it gets right to December 20th or something like that, they shut the charts down. So whatever's in that magic spot gets locked in for another week. So we got locked in after 2 weeks at #1 for a third week at #1. And that was just great. And then later that year, in that time cycle, it went on to be nominated for Song of the Year by the CMA. And that was just neat, because I've never had anything like that before. And what made it even neater was my dad, Max D. Barnes, was nominated too. He was nominated for the song Look at Us. He and Vince Gill wrote together. That's look at us after all these years together. Look at us after all that we've been through. Pretty song. And my dad and Vince Gill were nominated for Look at Us for CMA Song of the Year. And Skip Ewing and I were nominated for writers of the CMA Song of the Year for Love Me. And that night, we were both shown on, I think it was CBS carried it, and my mom and dad were there, and Robin, my wife, and I are there. And the co-writers, Vince and Skip, are there. And they pan around and show us on TV. It was really neat. And lo and behold, my dad won. He won that thing. And he beat us, and And I wish, I'm glad he got it. That was the second one, and his third nomination. But he won that time, and I was really really proud for him, and I love him. And that's a little bit about the behind the scenes of the song "Love Me" by Collin Raye.